During the golden age of radio, there were many popular sci-fi serials that targeted a younger audience. Now, on historyradio.org, we feature a re-edited episode of one of those shows. Here is Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, Shanghaied on a deep spacer.
It is close to midnight when a lone figure in a trim uniform of a space cadet enters a street shelter to wait for an air cab. The place is deserted, and as the young man settles himself on one of the benches, he looks at his watch anxiously.
Do you have a light, mate?
Huh? Oh, no, I'm sorry, I haven't.
Hey, you're from Space Academy, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Cadet Tom Corbett.
Yeah, I thought I recognized the uniform. But I always heard they were pretty strict about letting cadets out on the town.
So I'm on a weekend leave.
Tell me something. You cadet fellas ever get out into space much?
Oh, sure. We go on cruises all the time.
You know, I'm a spaceman myself.
You are?
Uh-huh. Deep spacer. And all the way to Sirius. Ever been that far, Corbett?
No, not yet.
Why don't you go in for a commercial flight in merchant ships? Pays good, and they need experienced hands. Need them bad.
I guess they do, but I want to stay at the academy.
In the old days, if they needed a space hand for a voyage and they couldn't hire one, well, they just grab one.
You mean some of the ships actually Shanghaied crew members?
And now and then, if a fella happened to have special qualifications like you have, mate.
Hey, what's up? Oh.
Well, mate, I hope they don't wait up for you at Space Academy. Because you're going to be missing a long, long time.
Tom Corbett, Space Cadet. Stand by to raise ship.
Take it easy, lad. Take it easy.
Oh. Hey, where am I? And who are you?
I'm Jim Harris. You're aboard the Constellation.
The Constellation? Look, I don't know exactly what happened or how I got here, but I've got to get back to the academy by midnight. Tonight, Sunday.
Sunday?
Oh, what's so funny?
Well, this is already Monday. It's 0700 Earth time.
07. But my leave, I've got to... Say, what happened to my uniform?
What uniform?
My academy uniform. Don't you understand? I'm a space cadet.
Space cadet? Hey, you must have had a worse bump than I thought you had.
Stop stalling. I'm Tom Corbett of Space Academy. Now, I want to know who took my uniform and put me in these dungarees, and how did I get here?
Well, if I were you, son, I'd just relax and have a bite of breakfast. You've got work to do.
What are you talking about?
You're a member of this ship's crew. We blasted off last night, and we're headed for deep space.
Great jumping Jupiter. I've been Shanghaied.
That's right. And you might as well make up your mind to one thing. You ain't going to see Space Academy for a long, long time.
Listen, Harris, who is the captain of this ship?
A fellow by the name of Pickering. You ever hear of him?
No.
You will.
By the rings of Saturn, he'll hear from me. I'm going to demand that this ship be put back to Earth and this man Dawson arrested.
Hey, now look, son, I feel sorry for you, and that's a fact. But you're in this now, and you won't find any way to get out.
Won't I? We'll see.
Hey, listen. If there was a way out, don't you think I'd take it myself?
You mean you were Shanghaied, too?
Yeah, more or less. Hey, watch it. This must be Dawson.
All right, you space rat. Turn to.
You're the guy.
What?
You're the one who Shanghaied me.
Huh? What's the matter with this kid, Harris? Acceleration getting him?
Listen, Dawson, you're going to turn this ship back to Earth. You have no right to take me out.
Damp your tubes. Who do you think you're talking to? What's your name, anyhow?
You know my name, Tom Corbett. I'm a space cadet.
Is that right? Well, glad to meet you. My name's Commander Arkwright.
Now listen, Dawson.
You listen, mister. Your information. The papers you signed read George Stevenson, and that name's good enough for me. Now turn to and be quick about it.
I didn't sign any papers. Take me to the captain.
The captain?
Yes, I want to talk to the captain.
Oh, you do?
I've got a right to talk to him.
Hey, look, son, better let it
Let
ride.
him finish, Harris. He'll talk himself right into the brig.
We'll let the captain decide about that.
Okay, if you're so set on it, I'll take you up to the control deck right now.
Well, that's more like it.
You can have your talk with Captain Pickering. Only don't say I didn't give you a fair warning.
Captain Pickering, Dawson committed a crime in bringing me aboard this ship. You've got to take me back.
Lad, I don't like space lawyers on my ship, and I don't like bellyachers either. Now stow the chatter and get below.
But I'm a space cadet. You've got to take me back.
This is insubordination, mister.
All I'm asking is that you let me contact Commander Arkwright at the Academy. He'll verify my story.
That's enough, Mr. Dawson. Take this man below and put him in the brig.
Yes, sir.
Maybe that'll show you who's running this ship. Now, Dawson, take him below and lock him up.
Meanwhile, back at Space Academy.
Commander Arkwright here.
Lieutenant Saunders reporting, sir.
Oh, yes, Saunders. Any word on Corbett yet?
No, sir, none.
12 hours over leave. Can't believe this of Corbett. He was always a most efficient cadet. But this is serious.
Yes, sir. Captain Strong has a request to make, sir.
What is it?
Cadets Astro and Manning, Corbett's roommates, are worried about his disappearance. They've asked permission to investigate.
What do they want to do?
They know their roommate's habits, sir. They're sure something happened to him, and they want to check on his activities. Captain Strong requests they be granted permission.
Very well. You may tell Strong they may be relieved of duty for the rest of the day.
Aye, aye, sir.
And you may also tell Captain Strong that when Corbett is found, he will be disciplined severely.
Who's there?
Oh, it's me, matey. I brought you some lunch.
Oh, well, thanks, Harris.
You feeling all right, Tom?
Yes, no thanks to the captain, though. Listen, Harris, you said you'd give anything to get off this ship yourself.
Yeah, I would. But you can't buck Pickering and Dawson.
Well, maybe we can. I got a look at the navigation chart when I was on the control deck. On our present course, we crossed the orbit of Venus.
That's no secret. We put in at Venusport for fuel and supplies before blasting off to deep space.
That's our answer, then. We'll be there in a few hours.
Sure we'll be there. And you'll be here, locked in the brig the whole time.
Not if you'll help me.
Help you? How?
When we land at Venusport, watch your chance and slip open the bolts on that door. I'll get out and find the port commander.
Well, then what?
He'll arrest Pickering and Dawson, and the ship won't be given clearance to leave Venus.
Oh, I don't know. If they ever caught me...
As long as you have the run of the ship and keep quiet about it, we can't fail.
All right, Tom, I'll do it.
Good for you. Now take the tray back and act as though nothing has happened.
Yeah, right you are.
Just a minute, Harris.
Mr. Dawson,
Stay right where you are.
I was just going to take this tray back to the galley.
It can wait. You know, Harris, I didn't think you were so stupid.
Stupid, sir?
Didn't you think we'd have the brig rigged with a telecam?
Great galaxy, then you heard every word we said.
Yes, and saw you, too.
Oh, no.
So you were planning to jump ship, Mr. Harris.
No, he wasn't going to desert.
And he was going to help you, which is the same thing. So you two don't leave this brig until we've blasted off from Venus. After that, the captain will have plenty of time to figure out what kind of hooks to throw into you. And believe me, they'll be rough.
Well, Saunders, any report on Corbett yet?
Only one from Captain Strong, sir. He's checked the passenger and crew manifests of every ship that has blasted off since Sunday. Corbett's not on any of them.
Anything else?
Yes, sir. Cadets Manning and Astro request permission to continue their investigation on off-duty hours.
Very well. But I want Corbett's listing changed from overleave to AWOL. Notify all Earth Police to that effect at once. We've got to find him fast.
Give me a hand with this bunk, Harris.
What are you doing, Tom?
Trying to rip it away from the bulkhead. Come on.
Are you crazy? Dawson is probably watching every move we make.
Don't you think I know it? There. I'm getting it loose. Now, come on. Pull.
Okay.
There. And there's the telecam lens. I thought so.
Hey, what are you doing? Tom, you kicked it out.
Of course. Now he can't watch us.
You're out of your mind. That'll bring him running.
Maybe that's what I want him to do.
Those are the braking rockets. We're decelerating for the landing.
I know, which means we've got to work fast. Once we take off from Venus, we might as well be dead.
I'd like to know what you expect to do locked in this brig.
We're not going to be locked in here long.
Oh, somebody's at the head. It's Dawson, I bet.
All right, you two. Stay back against the bulkhead.
You didn't lose any time getting here, did you, Dawson?
What's the idea of kicking out the telecam lens?
To make you come in here. I want to talk to you.
Real smart kid, aren't you? Well, I'm here. Talk.
How about a deal, Dawson?
Deal? Huh? What kind of a deal can you make?
When you Shanghaied me, you were under Captain Pickering's orders, weren't you?
So what?
Just this. The Solar Guard will catch up with Pickering sooner or later. And when they do, you'll be as guilty as he is.
What are you driving at?
If you'll get us off this ship at Venus, I'll recommend leniency with the Solar Guard. You helped us, so you might even get off scot-free.
Don't hand me that.
The kid's talking sense, Doc.
There's no risk for you, because even if the idea doesn't work, we won't give you away.
Well, how am I supposed to string you loose?
All you have to do is leave this hatch unlocked when we land on Venus. We'll do the rest.
What's in this for me?
I just told you. It's your chance to get out from under the captain's thumb. You'll be a free man again, Dawson.
Oh, no. I won't stick my neck out unless you make it worth my while.
All right. Maybe this will change your mind.
Huh? Your watch?
It's not an ordinary watch. It's platinum, worth a lot of money. If you help us, it's yours.
Give it here.
Hey, wait, Tom. Not until he promises.
I said hand it over.
All right. Here.
Yeah, not a bad watch at that. Thanks, mate.
Now hear this. Approaching Venusport. All hands to landing stations. All hands to landing stations. On the double.
Hey, I gotta go topside.
Wait, Dawson. Will you help us?
I'll think it over.
What did I tell you, Tom? We've been on the ground for over 3 hours now.
How much longer before we blast off again, Harris?
15 minutes.
Well, there's still time. Dawson may come back.
Not him. He tricked you.
If I could only contact the port commander.
Well, shaking that hatch won't do you any good.
Jumping Jupiter. Harris, come here.
Yeah, what's the matter?
Look, this hatch isn't bolted.
Well, I'll be...
Dawson kept his word.
What? I sure had that guy pegged wrong.
Now, which way is the auxiliary airlock?
Down the companionway and to the left.
Well, then come on. With any kind of break, we'll be off this ship in 2 minutes.
Go ahead, Tom. Nobody's spotted us. They're all busy with the loading.
Easy, Harris. Stay behind the stabilizer until we're sure of our bearings.
This blasted Venus mist. You can't see a thing.
Just as well. Then no one can see us. The administration tower ought to be south of here. Come on.
Hey, you better cut over this way, Tom. There'll be guards at the landing tower.
Right.
All right, you two. Hold or I'll shoot.
It's Dawson.
Turn around, get your hands up.
He double-crossed us, the dirty space rat.
If you didn't have that gun, Dawson, I'd knock your ears off.
So if your deserters caught red-handed jumping ship, I've got every right to blast you, and I think I will.
What's going on here, Mr. Dawson?
These men tried to jump ship, Captain. The pair we had in the brig, Stevenson and Harris.
Deserters, eh? On the Constellation, we shoot deserters. That's against space law, Captain Pickering. You're supposed to turn over all captured deserters to the Solar Guard. I told you once I don't like space lawyers. That still goes.
Let me blast them now, sir. Get rid of them once and for all.
No, Mr. Dawson, put them back aboard. I want them in irons and under double guard until we blast off.
Aye, aye, sir. Come on, you space rats. Get moving. On the double.
Wait a minute.
Move, I said.
Captain Pickering, don't you want to know how we got out of the brig?
What? Snap your tubes and move.
Ask Dawson how we got out.
He took a bribe from us. He let us out.
He what? Don't listen to them, Skipper.
And how did they get out? Harris, stand by to move.
Right.
Maybe they walked through the bulkhead, eh?
Oh, Skipper, I don't know how they did it.
You're responsible for them.
Get ready. You take out Dawson. Okay.
Come on, answer me.
They're lying, Skipper. Honest they are.
Don't give me that. I'll break every bone in your body.
No, Skipper. Let go of my arm.
Now, Harris, pile in. You look out, Dawson.
Why, you little captain. Are you all right? Hell, that takes care of you. Harris, second down. Brother, you really plowed him under.
I waited a long time for the chance, Tom. Someone's firing at us. Those are ray gun blasts.
We've been spotted by the crew. Come on, run for it.
over this way. Wait a minute. You're heading away from the control tower.
I know. That's where they'll expect us to go. So we'll circle around.
That's a good idea. Hold it, Harris. What's the matter?
I saw somebody just ahead there in the fog. Down, quick. Hug the ground.
Isolation. He's coming this way.
Any sign of them, Captain?
Watch it. There's Dawson.
No! Keep pressing, Dawson. Don't let them reach that control tower.
What do we do, Tom? We're cut off.
Don't lose your head. They don't know where we are. Just keep walking.
Mr. Dawson! Here, Captain. Any luck? Not yet, sir. But the men are finding out now. They'll get them. Keep your eyes peeled.
They're drawing a cordon around us, Tom. We're sunk. Which way now, Tom?
To the left.
Hey, wait a minute. What's that ahead?
Where?
That light.
By Jupiter, it's the control tower. We're almost there, Harris. Keep going.
Another 20 yards and we've made it.
Out!
Oh, no.
Don't move.
It's no use, Harris. They've got us.
With only a few yards to go.
Now take either of you, and I'll blast.
All right. We know when we're licked.
Okay. Let's have a look at you.
Hey, Tom. Tom, pipe this guy's uniform.
Why? He isn't from the Constellation.
Who said I was?
You're a port guard. You're from the tower.
That's right, and that's where I'm taking you to under arrest.
You'll take us to the port commander?
This minute. Now march.
Harris, we've made it.
Aye. When you explain everything to the port commander, our troubles are over.
Oh, can't you walk any faster, guard? We're in a hurry.
You bet we are.
The two people under arrest, you look mighty pleased with yourself. Well, I guess it takes all kinds to make a universe.
It sure does. And it looks like we're the lucky kind.
All right, now, let's get this straight. You say your name is Tom Corbett, and that you're a cadet from Space Academy.
Yes, sir.
And you, Harris, are you a cadet, too?
No, sir. I'm a spaceman. Second class from the Constellation.
I see. Corbett, what's a space cadet doing aboard the Constellation?
I told you, sir. I was Shanghaied.
That's true, sir. He was.
I suppose you can identify yourself, Corbett?
Well, they took my uniform away from me. All my papers were in it.
You tell a pretty good story, Corbett, but that's all it is. Unless you can give me proof, I'll have to turn you over to your captain.
Wait, sir. It's easy enough to check. Radio Space Academy. Talk to Commander Arkwright.
That is impossible. Venus is in apposition to Earth. We're on the other side of the sun. We can't make radio contact for another week.
But there must be some way.
Check on Captain Pickering yourself. Talk to the crew.
I don't have to. Captain Pickering can speak for himself. He's waiting in the outer office.
What?
Send Captain Pickering in, please.
But, sir, he'll deny everything.
If you have any accusations to make, you can make them to his face.
You sent for me, Mr. Porter?
Yes, Captain. Come in, please.
I expected to find the port commander here.
He is inspecting the space stations on the equator. I'm handling this case.
That suits me, as long as I get my men back.
They tell a strange story, Captain Pickering. This fellow, Corbett, claims to be a space cadet.
Well, that's one I never heard before.
I wanted to check with you before I took action.
Nothing to check. It's a fairy tale.
Fairy tale, huh? Then how about letting Mr. Porter aboard the Constellation? Let him talk to the other space hands.
Mr. Porter's welcome aboard any time, but I'm sure he's got other things to do.
You're bluffing. If he knew what the conditions are aboard your
That's
ship...
enough out of you. As you can see, Mr. Porter, this boy's a troublemaker. Has been ever since he came aboard. I'm sorry we signed
Then
it.
let me go.
I would. I'd leave you both here to be tried as deserters. But I'm short-handed.
The choice is up to you, Captain. By space law, you can turn him over to us for disciplinary action or punish him yourself with a fine or extra duty.
Take us to the port commander. Give us a chance to tell him our story.
I'm in command here, Harris. I'll decide what to do with you.
Well, Mr. Porter, I think you can see from their actions what kind of men we're dealing with.
Yes, I certainly can.
Of course, if you want to wait for the port commander to make the final decision...
Not at all. Just get these troublemakers out of here and blast off.
Right you are. And don't worry. When I get them out in space, they'll learn to toe the mark.
Meanwhile, back at Space Academy.
Cadet Astro reporting his orders, sir.
Well, Astro, any luck?
Oh, not a bit, Captain Strong. We couldn't find a trace of Tom anywhere.
Come in.
Roger. Any luck?
Yeah, I think so, Astro.
Well, out with it, Manning.
I found an cab driver in town and remember seeing Tom. He picked Tom up at a stand in town about 2300 Sunday night.
He must have been on his way back here to the academy.
No, the cabbie said Tom was sick or something. He was unconscious and a merchant spaceman had him in tow.
A merchant spaceman?
Yes, sir. The driver took both of them to the terminal spaceport, and the last he saw of Tom, he was being carried aboard a ship called the Constellation.
The Constellation? I've heard of her. She's a deep spacer. Usually travels out to Sirius and Alpha Centauri. Now, let me see now. I have a log of all space flights leaving Earth in the past 5 days. Now, yes. Here we are. Well, the Constellation. She was due to stop at Venusport for supplies and to blast off for deep space at 0930 Earth time today.
Well, that's half an hour ago.
Come on up to the communications room, boys. We'll contact Venusport right now.
What are we waiting for, Captain Strong?
We're in apposition to Venus. A direct signal can't get through. They're setting up a relay transmission, Earth to Mars, to Titan, and back to Venus. Well, Captain Strong here.
Warrant Officer Porter, Venusport. Go ahead, Captain Strong.
Listen, Porter, this is urgent. Have you cleared the deep spacer Constellation yet?
The Constellation? She blasted off the Sirius 15 minutes ago. Why?
Well, we have good reason to believe that one of our cadets is being held illegally aboard that ship.
What?
A cadet by the name of Corbett. Tom Corbett.
Corbett? Great Jupiter. Are you sure, Captain?
Almost. Why? Have you seen him or heard anything about him?
Well, I don't quite know how to say this. I'm afraid I've made a terrible mistake.
Well, get to the point, man.
Well, Corbett was here, told me a fantastic story about being Shanghaied, and I didn't believe him.
You didn't?
No, he didn't have any identification. Couldn't prove his story, so I sent him back to the Constellation.
Oh, that rockhead.
I'm sorry, Captain.
Well, never mind that now. Listen. Send every available patrol ship after the Constellation.
But there are none in port now. I can pull them off orbit, but it would take 2 days to catch up.
2 days? Blast it, that's too long. They'd never make it.
Well, I'm terribly sorry, Captain. If there's anything else I can...
Oh, you've done enough already, Porter. End transmission. Well, there's only one ship faster than the Constellation, and that's the Polaris. How long will it take you two to get ready?
We're ready now, sir.
Good. Then get aboard the Polaris. We raise ship immediately.
Now hear this. Second watch, turn 2. All hands on extra duty will not be relieved until 0700.
Hey, you hear that, Tom? 4 more hours on the power deck for us.
What does Pickering think we are? We can't work like this on short rations.
He'll see that we do.
If that warrant officer at Venusport had only listened to me.
You made a good try, Tom.
Well, they don't pay off on tries, Harris. And now what? Do we just keep slaving down here until we drop?
That's just about it, Tom.
Now hear this. Fourth watch, turn 2. Those hands on extra duty will not be relieved until 1500.
Another 4 hours. I can't take it, Tom. This heat. No water, no food.
Oh, take a breather, Harris. I'll cover for you.
No, Tom, you'd only get yourself in trouble.
Harris. Harris. Hey, give me a hand here, someone. Help me. Quick! Well, how are you feeling now, Harris?
Better, Tom. That broth helps some.
Oh, that rotten space slug. He's trying to kill us.
I suppose so. He's master of this ship. He can do anything he wants.
Maybe. But I notice some of the crew are beginning to grumble about the way he's working us.
They always grouse. Don't mean anything.
Listen, how many of the space hands do you figure would be loyal to Captain Pickering in case of trouble?
Trouble? You mean mutiny? Now, hold on, Tom. This is crazy. You can't pull a mutiny in deep space.
Why not?
There'd be no one to navigate. The ship would become a derelict.
I can navigate.
You?
Sure, I'm a space cadet. I've had plenty of training in astrogation. I know I could get the ship back to Venusport if I could just reach the controls.
We'd be taking an awful chance. Pickering would kill us if we failed.
It's better to go down fighting.
I've talked to some of the space hands, Tom. 5 of them are with us.
Good. Uh-oh. What now?
Now hear this. All hands report to the main deck on the double. Any man who fails to report will be shot. That is all.
Well, what do you suppose that means?
I don't know, Tom, but I don't like the sound of it. I don't like it at all.
All right, you men, stand to.
Look, Harris, there's Captain Pickering.
And there's Dawson.
With a couple of deck officers.
They're all armed, ready for trouble.
Come on. Tap your tubes and pay attention. That's better. Now, I don't have to tell you I'm an old hand at dealing with spacemen, and I've been watching you ever since we blasted off. You're a surly bunch of space rats. I don't like the looks of you, and I can smell a mutiny a light year away.
What do you mean?
You heard me. I said mutiny. I know who the ringleaders are, and I'm going to make an example of them. I promise it'll be an example you'll never forget. When I pick out these two men, I want the rest of you to go back to your station. Any man who lags will get 50 hours extra duty on short ration.
Wait, men. Listen to me.
Tom, no.
How long are you going to stand for this? Captain Pickering's no better than a pirate.
Dawson, arrest that man.
This is your last chance. Take over the ship. I can get you back to Earth, and we'll put Pickering behind bars where he belongs.
Get him, Dawson. Shut him up.
You did it, Tom. The men are starting to mutiny.
I've got to get up to the control deck before Pickering does.
Go on, I'll take care of Dawson.
Right, but watch yourself. He's armed.
Don't worry, get going.
Look out, Harris!
Never mind me. Get to the control room.
Dawson!
I'll take care of Pickering now.
Right. I'm at the control room hatch. Hold him for another second.
Ben! Stop him! Stop him!
Made it. Now for the controls. No time to plot a new orbit back to Earth. I'll have to swing her into a 180 turn and rack up a true course later. Let's see. Steering vane set for 1.5. Full burst on starboard jets. And take a lateral sweep. That should do it.
Corbett, this is Captain Pickering. Now listen to me.
What do you want, Pickering?
I'll make a deal with you.
Fat chance I've got control of the ship now.
Open the hatch, Corbett. Give yourself up.
Nothing doing, Pickering. You're over a barrel and you know it.
We put down the mutiny and captured your friend Harris.
What?
I have him right here beside me. If you give yourself up, I won't blast him. You have my word on that. If you refuse, he gets it.
How do I know you're telling the truth?
I'll put him on so you'll know he's still alive. All right, Harris, go ahead.
Tom, don't trust him. Save yourself. Nobody can help me anymore.
All right, Corbett, his life is in your hands. Now I'm going to count to 10. If you don't open the hatch, Harris gets it. 1, 2.
I can't let him shoot Harris in cold blood.
4.
But if I give myself up... Oh, what's the use? I don't have any choice.
8. Just 2 more seconds left, Corbett.
Okay, Pickering, you win. Don't shoot, Pickering. The hatch is open.
How are we doing, Astro? Any word from Manning, topside?
No, he's glued to the radar scanner, Captain Strong, but nothing to report yet.
Well, frankly, I don't think we have a prayer of overtaking the Constellation. She's got too big a lead on us.
I hate to admit it, sir, but I'm afraid you're right.
Captain Strong, I've got a scanner reading.
With the Constellation?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure, Roger?
Look, Astro, if you ran your power deck as well as I handle a radar bridge, we wouldn't have any problem.
All right, cut that, Manning. What's her position?
I'll show it to you on the solar chart, sir. There's the spot.
Well, that's strange. The ship must have made a lateral sweep off course and then corrected it.
Why would they do that?
Well, I don't know, Astro. But it's given us the break we need. We can overtake her now.
Then who cares why they did it?
Stand by, Tom. We're on our way.
All right, Captain Pickering, you're back in control of your ship. Now, where's Harris?
You won't be seeing Harris anymore, Corbett.
What do you mean? You gave your word he wouldn't be harmed.
You weren't listening closely. I said I wouldn't blast him, and I didn't.
Then what happened? Where is he?
Drifting somewhere in space.
Why don't you get it over with?
Because with Dawson gone, I'm short a navigator.
I'll never navigate this.
Attention, Constellation. Attention, Constellation. Polaris pulling alongside with boarding party.
Message received and understood.
Looks like you're all washed up, Pickering. When they find me here,
Sorry to disappoint you, Corbett, but when the boarding party arrives, they won't find any trace of you on this ship. I'm getting rid of you once and for all.
The Polaris draws alongside. Captain Strong and Cadets Astro and Manning make a thorough search of the constellation, but can find no trace of Tom.
Now, look here, Strong. I'm getting a little fed up with this. You're delaying my voyage for no reason at all. You and your blasted cadets don't get off my ship in 2 minutes, I'll see that you're broken.
You'll be cleared when we've finished our search, Pickering, not before.
Captain Strong! Captain Strong!
Yes, Astro.
We found something,
You
sir.
did?
Yes, sir, Tom.
Tried you searched the entire ship from nose to tail. The cadet you're looking for isn't aboard.
Now, listen.
Now I insist that you let me resume course. You've had your chance. I've given you every bit of cooperation. What more do you want?
Please, Skipper, don't let him talk you out of it.
No, it isn't a question of talking me out of anything. We've searched the ship, and we haven't found Tom.
Well, his watch, sir.
You might be mistaken, Astro. All right, Pickering. Let's go back to the control deck, and I'll sign your clearance into the log.
What are we going to do? Look, the skipper's signing the log. In another 2 minutes, Pickering will be underway again.
I know, Roger, and I'm just as sure as you are that Tom's aboard somewhere. But how can we prove it?
All right, Pickering, there you are. You're cleared for the rest of your voyage.
Thank you, Strong.
That does it, Astro.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. Look at that indicator on the control panel.
Huh? Which one?
A main rocket firing tube. One of them has mass in the reactor.
So what?
But we're drifting. There shouldn't be anything in the tubes. The reactors only feed in during acceleration.
Hey, you're right.
Say, Roger, did you check those tubes? Did you look inside them?
Oh, did you? Jumping Martian mice. I wonder...
All right, boys. Let's get back aboard the Polaris.
Oh, wait a minute, sir. There's something wrong. Skipper, listen. We didn't search the firing tube.
And there's some kind of mass in one of them. Look at the control panel indicator.
Why, that's just a gas accumulation. Here, I'll blast it out for you.
Get away from that panel.
Get your hands off me, you young...
Maybe this'll stop you.
Oh, what?
Throw right on the button.
I'm sorry I had to do that, sir, but if he fired up that tube with Tom in it...
Well, I know, Astro, but you'd better get down there right now and make sure you're right. If Tom isn't there, then you're in trouble.
Well, Tom, how does it feel to be in a cadet uniform again?
I never thought I'd be so glad to wear one, Roger.
You sure had us worried, Tom.
Speak for yourself, Astro. I wasn't worried about the lug for a minute.
And prepare for deceleration. We enter Earth's atmosphere in 4 minutes.
Right, Captain. Strong, it can't be too soon for me, sir.
Aren't you worried about getting back, Tom?
Worried, sir?
Well, you're over 2 weeks AWOL, you know.
Jumping jets, I forgot about that. Look at his face. He really is worried. Well, who wouldn't be? 2 weeks AWOL? Sir, what do you think they'll do to me?
Well, under the circumstances, I think Commander Arkwright won't be too hard on you.
Of course, he may not give you any weekend leaves for a while.
Weekend leaves? After what happened on my last one, I don't think I'll ever take another as long as I live.
Tom Corbett, Space Cadet.
Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, starring Frankie Thomas. Look for a daily and in weekend edition. Featured in the cast are Al Markham as Astro, Jan Merlin as Roger Manning, and Edward Bright as Captain Strong. Don't miss the next action-packed adventure with Tom Corbett and the Space Cadet when death lurks in the void.
You have just heard Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, Shanghaied on a Deep Spacer. This is historyradio.org. a free radio stream promoting knowledge of literature and history.